Coquese, what kind of adjustments did you guys make in the second half?
Well, we talked specifically about doing a better job of containing the ball. The first half, UTEP was getting in the lane way too often. So we talked about trying to keep them out of the paint and making sure that we contested shots.
Any other followers?
Yeah, Coach, just following up on that, you kind of subbed out your post players a little bit, even Nikki Green, she didn't have any fouls. You got Tori in there for a little bit. Talia kind of struggled a little bit. What did you see out of your post players today, especially Tori, who got a few minutes?
Well, I thought they were playing hard, and some of our substitution was again predicated on, they were playing a small lineup, quick guards, so there really wasn't as many opportunities for us to play two bigs and play our big lineup successfully. So we went with our small lineup in an attempt to try to keep them out of the paint, and I thought that worked for us. We didn't rebound as well with that lineup, but I thought we did a better job of limiting their shot selection. So that was the trade-off.
What did you think of Jaja's play, especially in the first half, and how satisfying was it, since she did struggle a little bit last year in the NCAAs, to see her have this kind of ball game?
Well, I thought she carried us the first half. And we came out, we looked a little jittery, honestly, played a little fast. And Jaja knocked down some big shots and kept us within striking distance. I wasn't too worried about the deficit. I think when you get in the NCAA tournament and you're seeing teams for the first time, sometimes it takes you a while, 10, 20 minutes to kind of figure out the game. And the fact that we were tied and the game was close, I knew we'd play better in the second half. Once we made some adjustments, and Jaja came out the first half and she hit some big shots and kept us within striking distance.
Is taking your time and kind of analyzing those teams in the first half something you can afford to do, especially as you potentially get into later rounds of the tournament?
Absolutely, as long as you don't get yourself dig a hole that's too big to overcome. There's some matchups in the NCAA tournament where you see, 20, 30-point blowouts, but for the most part, whether you're looking on the men's side or the women's side, the games are really competitive. So if the game is close and competitive, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to play a good team. UTEP is a good team, and they won their conference, and they set the record for the most wins in Conference USA history. So I had no delusions that we were going to come in here and beat this team easily without effort, and that's the way it played out. So we're a team that we're going to come in and we're going to anticipate other teams' best effort, and we're going to anticipate that they're going to be tough games, and as long as we can make the adjustments that need to be made during the course of the game, then I'm okay with that.
Another question? Thank you.
Do you think your kids' experience had a difference in this ball game?
I do. I don't think we got rattled. I don't think we felt pressure. I felt like we stayed calm and we stayed composed, and just let the game play itself out, and we made adjustments, and I felt like our kids were confident the whole game, even when we weren't making shots, even when they went on some runs. We just kept our composure and figured out what we needed to do to be successful.
Any other questions for Coach? Robert?
Coach, talk a little bit about the defensive adjustments you all made at halftime. I know you said you went with a smaller lineup. Any other little wrinkles you put in there just based on what you saw?
Well, I thought Nikki Green did a much better job of rebounding in the second half and contesting some shots. Our help rotation was better in the second half than it was the first half. So even when there was penetration, we played better team defense. And I thought that was important in the first half. Like I said, we were giving up too much penetration, but we didn't have, our help rotation wasn't as tight as it needed to be. So in addition to containing the ball better in the second half, we had better help rotation, and allowed us to contest shots and make them alter some of their shots.
I have a couple more questions.
Coach, what's your evaluation right now of Ariel's health based on what you saw from her play today?
Well, I think she's good to go. It's just a matter of conditioning for her. She hasn't played or practiced in a month, so there were times she was, tugging on her jersey and saying she needed a sub because she's not back in quite in game shape. But I thought she played fantastic. It's her first game in a month, and I thought she played very well. She played hard, gave us some great energy off the bench, and played a lot of minutes. So I'm really pleased with where she is, and hopefully she'll continue to get her wind up and be able to give us some more minutes on Tuesday.
Any other questions? Brett?
Brett Lundquist on Paso Times. Coach, just going on the eye test, are you a little surprised that maybe UTEP was a 13th seed? Were they maybe a little better than a typical 13th seed?
I have yet to figure out how the committee comes up with seeds, and it's not really time I want to spend. I'd rather watch another episode of Dora the Explorer with my daughter.
The Associated Press has the last question, I believe.
Yeah, Brett Martel with AP. Just before the game yesterday, UTEP's coach was marveling at what a 1-2 punch Maggie and Alex were, and I wondered if you could just maybe talk a little bit about their reliability all year long and how maybe unsurprising it is that they were able to lead you again as a tandem here today.
Well, they're very competitive, and they have tremendous work ethics, and so they prepare well. They prepare well for games, and they're unfazed by anything that happens in the game. And as a matter of fact, when the game gets tightest, when the game gets as close as, they're going to perform at their best. So, and that's really a luxury to have as a coach when you've got not only one but two great players who can turn their game up when the chips are when the game is at its tightest. So, I feel very blessed that I'm able to coach such two fantastic players.